The feeling of belonging is so precious. To have somebody that really cares for you, that really loves you, and that really looks for you, may that be a friend or a significant other, is so beautiful to experience. When I was younger, I always thought to myself, why don't I have that? What's like, why? Just why, you know? Um, I was so very caught up on like trying to get a girlfriend when I was young, but to no avail I got any. Nobody really, you know what I mean? I was ugly, you know what I mean? That's pretty much it. Was I funny? Hell yeah. I was very funny. Um, Not to get stuck up on that, but it's more the question, how do you feel in place? How do you belong? May that be in any crowd, any type of aspect of your life. And it's kind of a hard question to answer. Not a lot of people know how to answer that. And not saying that I do, but I'm going to try to give you guys some insight on that. And this past year and the ending of my year as well, I knew who I was. I know who I am. But it was also like, how do I belong to a certain people and a certain group of friends and stuff like that? And I figured that out. I have met the most wonderful and beautiful group of people that I think I would ever meet in my life. And prior to that, I've had my friends, of course. I had my group. I love my group. I love my guys. But this is different because everybody was so diverse and actually had their own thing to do and things that interest them and things that, you know, it was just very interesting. A unique group of people that I've met. And I didn't have to worry about belonging or fitting in because instantly when we first met, it was an instantaneous, like I'm talking click. It was very, like we meshed together. Everybody was lovely and having their good time. And I really enjoyed that. It's something you can't force. That's rule one, of course. You can't force belonging. May that be in a relationship or a friendship. It works both ways. You can't force being in something. It has to kind of work. Because if you really force it, it's not really going to work. It's like forcing two Lego pieces that don't fit together. It's forcing two wires. It's like putting a Type-C cable into the old lightning charger iPhones. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't work. You can't do that. Even as much as you try to put it in. And you can't force it. When I was younger, obviously, when I said before, I always tried to fit in, maybe friends or relationships, and I didn't get too much relationships, but friendships, yes, I tried to fit in horribly. Was it the best thing I did? Not really, because after a while, I felt used and I felt very hurt, and that was on my fault. Of course, that was on my part. That was my fault because I was a kid and I was like, you know, doing the most. I'll give myself some grace though, only because, you know, I was very stupid. That's it. Did I love my friends? Maybe. Yeah, okay. But I forced it. And forcing it kind of led down the road of it being deteriorated over time. It started breaking down and there was a lot of chinks in the armor, as I would say. Um, and you really just can't force it. Forcing it will break over time. It's going to not work over time. And in relationships as well, you try to force to talk to a girl or force to talk to anybody really, and it's kind of like, okay, yeah, you're kind of just carrying the conversation yourself. It's like, for example, if I was the one trying to pursue somebody and I'm basically talking to myself because the receiving party does not really want to talk to me, does not want to do anything, and that's kind of like forcing it and forcing yourself to belong to somebody or to something is very not good. And pardon my grammar, but it's not good at all because it's not going to work. Both parties have to be in the same mindset to take that and kind of work together. And the same thing goes with sports. You can't force yourself to like a sport, force yourself to like music or a song. I love music though. You can't force yourself to like a game that your friend likes. You know, you gotta, even though that doesn't matter to the belonging part, but it's just you can't force yourself to belong. And now you're probably asking, Jordan, you just spent 5 minutes talking about it doesn't work if you force to belong. Okay, but now you're asking, like, okay, now what do you do to belong? How about that? And to that, I say it's you kind of just have to let it come. That's my second thing is you have to let the belonging come to you. You can't really obviously force that. You kind of just got to sit and wait and see what the world has in store for you. I'm a big believer in what comes is what comes and what happens is what happens. Not a lot of people see eye to eye with that because obviously everybody has their own beliefs, but whatever happens is whatever happens. And if it happens, I'm going to appreciate it and learn from it and love it. And I've done that a lot. And that's my motto, you know what I mean? You have to experience to grow and grow to experience. And with that, it coincides, it's hand in hand with whatever happens is whatever happens. That belonging comes and goes, maybe for a week and a month or a year or however long it may be. Belonging doesn't always mean it's going to stay forever. And how do you obtain belonging in general? It's just something that happens naturally. And to that, I really do appreciate everything that's happened naturally in my life to make me feel where I do belong, and you know, I don't feel out of place because more often than not, it's like you kind of show up at this place and you don't feel like you belong. Like school, for example, my college is a good college, don't get me wrong, but I didn't feel like I belonged. I just was going there to get my school work done, pretty much. College is, one, it's a scam, but also it's like if you don't have anything, you can't belong into an actual good job, a good career job. And you can't belong anywhere really without that. And the school's good, but not like the best in the sense of like making me feel like I was wanted in a school in a sense. But that happens, you know. You can't really always expect every day to be a good day or everything to be good because everything has its ups and downs. How to feel belonged or feel like you do belong is something that happens unknowingly, and until later you figure it out. You kind of find out that, oh shoot, like I really belong there, you know what I mean? And like let's say you did leave and now you're like, damn, like what do I do now? It's not always too late to like pick up where you left off, where that may that be music, drawing, reading, going out with friends, going to that school, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like you meet people that made you feel belonged, and now you can actually talk to them. So that's how you feel belonged. You got to kind of make connections to be in that sense of belonging. It does kind of, well, to me at least, may it sound stupid, may it not, but to me at least it kind of makes sense. You can't force belonging. I knew so many people that forced it. And I met a lot of people that it just happened that we belong together and we're friends now for many years. My brother, for example, 9, almost 10 years down the line, we're still, you know, misfits. We're chilling. We're cooling right now. We met in middle school, and somehow it's just we belong together. We're best friends, like this, like thick and thin. And I love him so much, but, just like, I don't know, we just became friends. We belong together. And I love him so near and dear with my heart because I don't know what I would do without him, you know. Anyways, with that, it's like we didn't force to be belonged. We didn't, like, yeah, I don't know, like, you get what I mean in the sense of belonging, friendship, relationships, anything like that. And it's hard to really pinpoint how do you feel belonged, how do you feel like you belong, how do you feel like you in place, how do you feel like you should be in place, how do you feel not in place, how do you, like, you know what I mean, why do you feel out of place, pretty much is the whole aspect of that. And feeling out of place is really much to do with where you're at in your life, and where you're at spiritually, and where you're at just like with your mindset, really. Not a lot of people know how to gauge their mindset and kind of have that insight in them, in a sense, or anybody really to talk to just like give them like, okay, like, maybe it's like you're thinking like this, but when in reality it's not that, it's the complete opposite. And to that, it's like you kind of just have to learn with time, to not feel out of place or feel like you belong. It's kind of just like you have to let that simmer with time. You can't force a real connection, in a sense, to feel that. You kind of have to learn, and it takes a while, to like know, in a sense, where you do fit in and not fit in. It's like social cues, in a sense, but not a lot of people. I say not a lot of people a lot, but it's like I just generalize just people who don't know. Um, and to that, it's just something that comes with time. That's it. I feel like whenever I speak, I don't belong, but it's at the same time like a lot of people beg to differ, because like they feel like I have a lot of insight on certain things, and it's like, oh, okay, like I understand now, and they kind of try to take my words, in a sense, and like move on. And I get it, and I love that, and I love doing that because that's why I'm here. And I love talking to you guys. I love talking in general, and I try to help as much as I can. And since we're nearing the end of the video anyway, I apologize for my hiatus. I was just trying to really end off my year in the best way possible, and like really meet new people. And I did. I met a beautiful group of people, and I love them so much. But I just was just making my life as best as possible. Just live. Um, and with that, I love you guys. I love you guys so much. Eat good, experience, learn, grow. Those are the same words. But always eat good. But always eat good. I love you guys so, so, so much. I'm sorry for taking my time. Sometimes something needs to be worked on, and just need to do stuff for yourself, and you need to love and learn and love everybody and learn and learn and learn. But I really do enjoy y'all. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for everything, and I hope this helped. And I'm here for you. I love you guys. Eat good, experience, learn, and grow. Bye, guys.